Chama?
Oh,
Signor Chama?
off the get-go.
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué
Can you hear me?
pasó? Sí.
Hey,
Can you see me?
see, I can see you. Yeah, can you see me?
Yes. All right. I'm
All right,
sorry.
awesome.
All right.
You start.
Yeah.
You start recording already.
Yes, sir. Oh, I'm ready. I'm excited. I love this movie. Genuinely, Chama, hit the fucking intro. I got a lot to say.
Thank you for welcoming us into your headphones. My name is Chema.
And I'm Eddie.
Excuse me. Reviewing The Long Walk, and this is a rollback. The task is simple: walk or die. In a dystopian alternate America ruled by a totalitarian regime,
Are you sure
50
it's an
teenage
alternative
boys
America?
50 teenage boys take part in a deadly annual walking contest, forced to maintain a minimum pace or be executed until one survivor remains. It's the new movie, directed by Francis Lawrence, who previously directed the Hunger Games movies, except for the first one. He also did things like I Am Legend, Constantine, Red Sparrow, and Water for Elephants. You
Makes
know,
sense.
movies that weirdly enough have remained in the public consciousness. And I think this movie, another book adaptation, this time by Stephen King, one of his first stories actually, starring Cooper Hoffman, David Johnson, Garrett Gerring, Toot Newt, Charlie Plummer, Ben Wong, Jordan Gonzalez, and Mark Hamill, as well as other boys that will, remain in our collective memory for a while because holy shit was this film traumatizing. So, I watched this before you and I told you directly, like, you were gonna love this. And I'm glad you finally got to see it because we finally got to talk about it. So, I'm gonna let you go first because I think you're really pumped for this. So, go ahead. What did you
So,
think about the long walk?
oh man, I'll tell you this much. Have you read the book? There are some minor changes from the book to this, but I'll tell you this, every change from the book to this story is makes it better. And oh man, it's such a good overall film because it's like oh god damn, I don't want to give spoilers away too quick. I'll just say this. This might be my favorite Stephen King adaptation film, period. Better than It Chapter 2. And I really liked It Chapter 2.
Hmm.
But I think this might be better. And it's crazy because it's self-contained. It's a bottle movie, borderline. It's a
Yes.
movie that could only happen with teenagers. It's a movie that is horrifying, that makes you ask a question of how long could you last? Just it's so fucking good. Um, but for first things first, folks, I feel like we need to address the elephant in the room. Me and Chem are both still sick, so if you hear us coughing throughout the whole goddamn episodes, yes, we are still sick. But no sickness can stop us from talking about movies for you and for your entertainment, and for that, you're welcome.
You are welcome indeed. I'm actually feeling a lot better, but if I will do a cough every once in a while. I did talk a lot today at work, but now that we're here, I do want to say about this movie, uh, something that I think King nails in his writing is I kind of love how he writes boys,
Mhm.
and I'm going to use that word as a key word. It's important here. These are boys.
These are not
These are
men; these
young
are
men.
boys.
These are young men, and they go through a lot. And something that I really like is that he's kind of not afraid of writing sensitive young
Mhm.
men, and which I think the adaptations of his work really tend to make that flourish and make that really pop out. And I think it really works in this. The protagonist of this movie, at first, it's a Raymond Garrity, portrayed by Cooper Hoffman. Do you know who this kid is?
I'm guessing by the surname, he is Sir Dustin Hoffman's son.
Close. He's the son of the late Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah.
You know that, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I saw this kid in this movie Licorice Pizza a couple years ago.
I remember. What was he
Yeah,
trying? Was he sleeping with an older woman and it was illegal?
yes,
Okay, fair.
yeah. That was part of the movie. Anyway, he was also in Saturday Night, the SNL biopic about like the first night.
Hmm.
He was also in that. This kid has his dad's talent, and I don't want to like you know
Pigeonhole
just
him.
praise his dad. I think he genuinely is like a talent into himself because I think this kid is fantastic, man.
If they ever
Um,
remake Capote, we already know who they need to cast.
I just think this kid is like has so much charisma and so much talent. Like from the get-go, um, you're immediately on his side. You immediately want him to like get out of this alive and get
Mhm.
back to his mom. Like it's immediately how fast you like latch onto him and wanna like protect him and like be on this kid's side. Because he's so likable and he's so openly, nice. He's so nice to like everyone else that's kind of going through this.
And
And I think it
I
only
think
works because it's
oh,
of his
no,
performance. Yeah.
no, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I interrupted you. You first, please.
That's it. That's it works because of his performance. Yeah.
I think also it works because you said yourself, these are boys, these are not men. And I think a lot of the chemistry that works throughout this film is because they're boys, they're not men. Um, they haven't, they're too young and stupid. Because immediately my first thought, because he gets there, we're rooting for him, we see him with his mother, and she's like begging him, like, you can still back out, there's still time. And he's like, the last chance was last night. Like, was the talking. Like, no, like I'm in it now. Like, we're in this. And she's crying and like, please don't go. And she doesn't want to let go of him. And the other kids are there and they're looking at him very envious, like, ah, lucky fucker, like his mom's here.
Hmm.
Which we find out a little more about that later on. But and then he sits down and within like I think a minute or two, like we start seeing conversations between the boys. And I don't mean like fuck you, I'm gonna win. No, fuck you, I'm gonna win. It's like, hey, what's your name? Which I don't know about you, but my adult brain immediately was like, why the fuck are they getting to know each other? You're trying to get someone else to die. Like, you're actively like hoping that they die before you do. Why are you talking to each other?
Yeah.
Maybe that's me because I'm too cold. Not that I'm not a cold person, but like that's the way I look at it because I know the rules of the game. And they know too. Like it's not a situation where they're like, what? We have to only one of us survives. They all know what they signed up for. But it's that yet not because of, but in spite of these circumstances, huh, they make friends, and not one or two of them. Like most of the group, we get like about seven, 8 kids that we can follow and root for on some level.
Yeah. And that camaraderie, that like them getting along and like cracking jokes and telling stories and sharing like what they want their wish to be. I
Not
think it
all of them share
really
the wish.
works, man. Yeah, but you really get a feel of their personalities very quickly.
Yeah.
And I really like that. I think that the camaraderie and the dialogue between this movie is the best part about it. Like
Hmm.
there's so much chemistry between all these boys and they really work mostly because everyone in this movie is trying hello Ollie everyone in this movie is trying to like outact each other. Like did you notice that? I
Yes,
rewatched this
you.
movie a couple days ago and like I feel like everyone is trying to just one up each other. It's how they're competing in a way.
The writing in this film is incredible, and I want to go through each kid one by one to give them justice, but. I will say this, the quick response is the fact that the acting is top notch. I want to give credit though to the writing as well because the writing is top notch. Um, every aspect of it. So real quick, before we really dive too far into it, I want to get your input on this. In the event that you had to walk 3 miles or be shot and killed, how long do you think you could go? I have an answer, but I want to know your answer first.
I think I would have died on the incline.
That was the first night, no?
Yeah.
Uh, Gemma, give yourself some credit, man.
I'm not good at inclines, man. It's the worst part of the gym.
I feel like they did the organizers did that on purpose to clear out as many people as they could on the first night.
Yeah, they were like, let's get this fucking done with it. Let's
Look, the
let's, let's
first
get this
24
done with
hours
it.
have to be like the one where we kind of like get through the squinches and then like we'll see the actual competitors.
Did you
Oh,
see did you see the thing they did at a special
I
pre
wanted to
screening?
do that so bad.
But would you have been okay with you being kicked out if you hadn't make it?
I mean, I would have made it. But yeah, I would have been okay with it. 3 months is not that fast. We're tall, man. We have good strides.
I don't know.
I genuinely believe I would last about 27 hours.
I don't know, man.
You know why? It's not the walking that's going to get me. It's passing out from lack of sleep. That's what's going to get me.
Yeah, I don't think I could have made it. Also, I don't want to be that guy
Uh-huh.
because it's super unfair.
Yeah.
But none of these boys wore the right kind of shoe, the right kind of shorts. Why would you show up in jeans to this thing? Like
You don't
straight
know the
up,
weather
like
conditions because you don't get to change. Remember?
yeah, but you don't. Yeah, but I know for a fact those boots were gonna like die on him eventually.
Well, also, I mean, Chima, I don't know if you're aware of this, but they're in dystopia world, right? I don't even think they have running shoes.
Yeah, most
I mean,
likely.
it's like fucking.
Um,
I did not see a pair of tennies anywhere in this goddamn movie.
yeah, they did not. I want to talk about Davy Johnson for a second, who plays Peter McVeese, who's the second
Oh,
lead in the movie. This kid is a fucking talent. I picked him up immediately when we saw Alien Romulus. He played the android in that,
yeah. Get away from
and
her, you
you
bitch.
bitch, yeah,
Yeah.
he's so fucking good in this, man. Like, there's a scene near the end where like he acts his fucking face off, and apparently these two became really good friends during filming of this, and they say they want to make more movies together. I say let's do it, you know?
I
Why
think,
the fuck not?
depending, I'm not trying to shame nobody, but if they can both get in decent shape, I would kill to see them as a Jason Todd, Dick Grayson team up movie. Have David be Nightwing, have Cooper be Jason Todd. Let's fucking go. Or a
Did
buddy detective movie, right? Two young detectives don't know what the fuck they're doing, trying to solve a murder. Yes, please.
uh Kaczynski, the guy who did Top Gun Maverick, is doing a reboot of Miami Vice. Get these two guys to do it.
Okay, I don't know if they can be that cool.
They're so cool, man. I mean, they're like nerdy cool, but they're
Yeah,
so cool.
they're nerdy cool.
Yeah. I like these two. The chemistry between these two is up the ass from the second that they meet each other. And they go through every emotion. Like they fight, they get, they hash things out, they open up to each other.
They have been
Their
friends for four
chemistry,
fucking days, but that tells you what trauma bonding is.
their chemistry is, for the lack of a better word, is fucking precious. Like it is incredible. Like this is one of the best like duos that we've seen in like a movie in a long time. I mean, they shit.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Of the two of them, this movie rides a very narrow line of telling you who the main character is.
Yeah,
Right? It rides the line of is it gonna be Ray or Pete? Is it gonna be as far as who's gonna win, who's gonna be the last man standing? But they do such a good job of giving us such a wide base, and it's clear who's gonna come down to. But like for example, let's start with who's the poor kid, the young man who just gets a Charlie horse, and everyone's encouraging him to keep going. Like no one's like,
yeah,
oh yeah, go down and die, yeah, quit or whatever. They're all like, no, come on, let's keep going, let's keep going. These kids still have their humanity intact, and
yeah.
God bless them because they do, and it is so heartbreakingly refreshing to see that. I like
Yeah, like everyone wants to make it.
no one is cheering. They all want to win, but no one is cheering for someone else to fail,
Yeah.
which
The
I
first
think
one to go
screams volumes.
the first one to go down is Curly, who's played by
Curly Adams,
Roman
yeah.
Griffin David. Yeah, which everyone probably remembers him as like he was the Jojo Rabbit kid. And
Oh my God, that's where I recognize him from, dude. His death, what I was expecting was for them to shoot him in the foreground and you just see his body go like this.
yeah,
You saw the exit wound in the front of his face. That's a classic
yeah.
casket funeral.
Yeah,
Even
like
after,
it
but it is.
also kind of love that it's not until that first death that we get like the title screen. It takes like 20 to 30 minutes.
Yes,
I,
22 minutes.
I get I get chills from that shit. Like, yes, always give me a late title screen. It always works in my opinion.
Dude, that
Um,
was bloody and it was so graphic. Like also, I was not
yeah.
expecting that. Again, I thought foreground or just like, ugh. No, dude. the gore, like this movie was shockingly gory. We'll get more into it later, but it like there was enough to be cringy and like
Yeah,
and that poor kid, he even says like, I'm 18. That kid is not a day over 16 at best. Which also
yeah,
we should rewind real quick. So the setup is that one kid from each state, one boy from each state is picked to do this long walk. It's a lottery system though, but everyone applies. Like they even say like, have you ever known someone that didn't? As fucked as this is, everyone tries to get in because we all know this is the only real chance you have of moving up in the world. Like this is your only shot that you're gonna get. Which is just like the most dystopian America, and that would never happen. We never fall into a fascist regime, right? Yeah, fucks. Sorry, you're going on a tangent. Um,
it's actually kind of funny because King wrote this back in the 70s, and he wrote
Reagan,
this as a response to
Reagan or Nixon?
the what's up?
Was it Reagan or Nixon?
He did it as a response to the Vietnam draft.
Fair.
Like,
Yeah, oh my God,
yeah,
that makes so much sense.
yeah, like he saw like all these boys like lining up for a possibility of, making it out if they just go through this one traumatizing thing. And dude, it's fucking amazing how like timeless this ended up being?
I really like that. Wow, that's different. I did
Yeah,
not know that
like
part. I did not know that.
yeah, I mean, of course, good. And everyone says King is like, horror, everything, but we forget that like he can write surprisingly human setup and emotions, and this is a very, very
Masterclass.
simple setup. What's up?
It's a masterclass in writing. Like the
Yeah,
story and like the way the characters are written.
yeah, but also that lies in its simplicity. This is a very simple setup,
Yeah.
and yet it manages to work excellently because like you start to root for them. You start to root for literally every single character, even the asshole ones. You kind of go like, okay, but why
No,
are you
not all
here?
of them.
You know?
Not all of them. Brokovich, was it
So
Brokovich? Brokovich.
yeah, Barkovich, yeah.
Barkovich, no, he he can get fucked. He can go. He can go slowly.
I was curious. I was curious, like, okay, why is he here? You know what? I mean, we all know why everyone's here, but like, does he just is he just an agent of chaos or like, why are we doing this? And speaking of that, we should talk about Mark Hamill for a second.
Oh man,
Um,
dude, I gave him a compliment during the movie. I was like, I hate how charismatic he is. I hate how I maybe I'm getting looking too into it. I think he was channeling his inner, I don't want to say Trump, but like the radicalness of like that's the spirit. Who wants to win? Yeah, we can do it. Like fully so indoctrinated that this is normal. Like he grew up in this environment. Um and he believes in it and you hear how passionate he is. There's even a great part where down the road Ray tells him, "Can you just shut the fuck up, please? Shut the fuck
yeah,
up because we're doing something. I fucking hate you." And he's like,
yeah,
"That's the spirit. Keep going."
yeah.
Get mad.
And
He's
there's
not
a
like, I'm gonna make sure you fucking fail. Because that's what most villains would do. It's scarier because he's like, that's the spirit kid, that's the killer instinct.
Yeah, he's one of those villains that like he's ever present and like they even mention like why is he never tired? Why does he never sweat? Like and then you go like, oh no, he rests, he eats. Like there's even like a point where like it kind of imply that he's kind of forcing his voice. Like that's
Yeah,
not the way that he talks.
yeah,
And that even adds to like the showman aspect of him. He's always when he's standing, he's always in the same pose.
yeah.
Like his
But
voice is
he's also
he's
old, and I don't mean Mark Hamill, but like
yeah,
the character himself is old, so you have to imagine he's
yeah.
propping himself up, much like some other jackass that we all know.
Yes. It's
But
really cool to like see Hamill in like a performance like this because we were so used to just like he kind of
but
retreated back into voice acting and then yeah, it's kind of cool to see him in a performance like this because like he is like probably the most famous person in this cast
mhm.
and it's I don't know, it's just really cool to see him in like a supporting role that's just there to like incite chaos and letting the other characters kind of shine around him. I think that's what a good supporting performance does here. Um,
You know,
So yeah, I think it's good. Yeah.
if if heaven does exist and we get whatever we want when we go to heaven, like it's one of those situations. One of the things I'm going to want is I want to see a live action adaptation of The Mask of the Phantasm with all the voice actors playing their roles. I would love to see a prime in his prime Mark Hamill dressed as the Joker. I know he was like the jokester in like The Flash or something, but like imagine prime Mark Hamill with all the knowledge that he's attained over his long career playing the Clown Prince of Crime.
One day, man. Maybe one day.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an alternate reality where like that movie exists and it's probably like critically panned.
They can go fuck
That's so
themselves.
sad.
Um,
Yeah.
but okay, so Hamill. So we also get one of the rules because I remember I was thinking during the whole thing, I'm like, why aren't they fucking with each other? Like, why aren't they like, like
Mhm.
pushing each other, being again, like crucial as an adult, I'm like every advantage that you can get. But then clearly we find out because of Brockovich being a complete douchebag to some guy named Rank Sanders that if you swing or if you try to mess with another participant, your ticket is punched.
Yeah.
So fair enough on that. Do you think Brockovich was made initially as an antagonist, but as the film went on, he was meant to represent like no, like all these kids are just victims? Oh my God, yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's what he represents.
100%.
Oh my God,
But you can't just have 50 pure cinnamon rolls like good guys. You can't, you
yeah.
know? Like you simply can't. So I'm glad that there's like a lot of variety there. This actor, Charlie Plummer, who plays Markovich, I really like this guy.
Mhm.
He was the lead in the Looking for Alaska show, it's like a John Green novel, and he plays pretty much a character that, for the lack of a better word, I relate to a lot.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be hard to go back to seeing Looking for Alaska without seeing him like be an asshole in this. Um, anyway, but he's good in this. I want to talk a little bit about Ben Wang, who plays Hank Olson.
Oh man, poor
Did you
kid.
see? Because like, did you see the Karate Kid Legends?
No,
So
Did he-
he's the new Karate Kid. Like that's him.
is he? Oh,
Yeah.
is he the main character?
Yeah, he's the main character. Like
God
he's the new Karate
damn,
Kid.
dude. All I
He's
see when in this movie are future like legitimate like title contenders for Oscars. Like
yeah,
all of them, I think actually.
especially Hoffman and Johnson. I think they're like right at the
Puppet
center.
Johnson, definitely, but
Yeah.
also what's Preacher's name? Can't find him. Where's Preacher?
Oh.
Was it Art?
Yeah. Art. Yeah.
Art.
Toot
Art.
Newt. Yeah.
Newt. I'm sorry.
Toot Newt.
I hope
Yeah.
I pronounced that correctly. My apologies, folks. But we will get to him. But man.
It's the accent. The accent really works for this.
Um, yes, but okay, we will get to him. So, all right. So, the first night comes.
Yeah.
We find out that like, oh yeah, and we also figure out like, okay, they have un access to unlimited water, but they only have a set of rations. Ray actually helps Hank at one point because he doesn't have he dropped a ration, he can't go back for it. So he actually helps him out. Like these kids care about each other. They end up becoming the four Mouseketeers, right? Musketeers, four Musketeers.
Musketeers.
I'm sorry. To help each other and work through it, and they carry one another. And it's implied that while Pete is very much with Ray and they become very close friends, it is implied that Art and Hank become good friends too. Like in the
Yeah.
same way that they're leaning on each other, they lean on each other to carry each other through the night. Which
Yeah.
Pete's a goddamn machine. Let me also be very clear about that. Like, Jesus, that guy has no quit. He never slept. I don't think he ever slept. He never stopped. But then we find out later on why. Um,
Yeah.
do you want to talk
Can
about
we can we just parenthesis? Can we talk about his arms for a second?
which
Like
one?
uh like Peter's arms. Like
Oh,
the
oh,
second that he like showed up, he like no sleeves. I was like, Jesus Christ. I need to up my like weight when I
I'm
like
telling you,
Jesus
man,
Christ.
he needs to play. I think he'll play a boxer soon, but he needs to be in a superhero role, like something with depth. Imagine him as a young Blade, like a Blade that just became a not just became a vampire, but like that's just learning how to start hunting.
Mhm.
Imagine that. Damn. Sorry,
It's
Mahershala Ali, you've aged out of the role. Give it to him.
oh God, it's crazy. Like this kid is such a fucking talent. And then sorry, yeah, you were gonna say about like the first night, yeah.
No, so as the time goes on, we begin to find out their wishes. Well, the first night is the bloodiest. Several guys die. We see Ray falling asleep, walking and falling asleep. And how Pete helps him, right? At one point, I think Ray actually has like three strikes, and it's like one more and you're out. And Pete's like, just lean on me, keep walking, keep going forward. And Pete is he's dreaming of his mom, and his dad.
Mhm.
And we see that whole aspect, and they're like, "What were you dreaming of?" And like, "Oh, just spending time with them, like the night, that I spent with them." We find out later on that there's a tragic backstory behind that dream. But then we start to get an idea of like what everyone's wish is going to be, right? Whether it's, to make the world a better place, to an elephant. Oh no, some kid brought an elephant and they straight up brought one out to him.
Yeah,
Um, and Ray is very secretive with his wish. He doesn't want to tell anyone. But the next day, I think it's the next day, that's when he tells Pete, but only Pete. He's like, you can't tell anyone. Okay, go ahead. He wants to wish for a carbine, a gun, so he can shoot the major. And we find out the
yeah,
backstory of, his dad was a free thinker who showed him things that were illegal, and for that his father was killed. And in a moment where his father could have said, "No, where his father could have said, I apologize, I renounce it, I'm sorry." He stands by it for in front of his son. He's like, "Don't be ashamed of this. Like, don't
yeah,
let them take that from you." And as a father, on some level, I get it on both sides, where they say his dad was a brave man to stand by his moral and principles at the end, but on the other side of the coin, he left his wife and son to fend for themselves in the most difficult of worlds. I
yeah,
see both sides of the aisle, and neither of them are wrong.
yeah.
Um,
It's yeah, because from one end they can be considered selfish, from one end they can be considered strong. It's
yeah,
going to be on. It's one of those situations where you really understand why he did it, because that can lead to a chain reaction that could,
yeah,
end all this. Like we learned from the Hunger Games movies directed by the same guy. It takes a little spark to, ignite a big fire.
yeah.
And there's a couple of like kingisms, which, for lack of a better word, I'm going to refer to as kingisms.
Huh, such as
And that's one, that the instead of wishing for like, you know, the
can be
major
for
to
myself.
die, like the fact that he wants a gun to directly like kill him, that I feel is very King. The fact that there's one kid who joins the long walk to like, do interviews and like eventually write a book about it, that feels
Oh,
also
his
very King.
ankle. Oh,
Yeah.
I kind of wish he had thrown his book and been like, "Someone finish this." Threw it, and like the winner needs to finish this. I kind of wish they had done that at some point.
Nobody would have picked it up. He was way behind. But yeah.
Sprint, sprint faster.
But yeah, I like how there's also like little fake outs. Like there's a moment when Barkovich like kind of gets a rock in his shoe and like stops to like,
Yeah,
remove it, and you think that he's about to go down, but he manages to like pull it at the end of the day.
yeah. With
That
two
I feel,
seconds. 2 seconds.
yeah, that I feel like it's really good. I
Oh
like that
man, the
there's a kid.
disgustingness of using the restroom.
Yeah, the poop and pee, surprisingly more poop and pee than I thought I was gonna see.
Same.
Uh, I'm sure it's become normal. I mean, you have a baby now. You probably you're like, well, this is
Oh,
my
I'm desensitized
fucking.
to it, but it's
Okay,
still, to me,
I
it's more
figured.
like the logistics of trying to walk and poop and pee at the same time. Jesus,
Yeah, I
the
like that there's
logistics
even a
of it
moment where
are
like,
maddening.
yeah, I like that there's even a moment where like Art like kind of poops, and then he comes up to like
Right.
Raymond and Peter, and is like talking to them, and he's like, actually, can you like walk away? Like you reek,
I
just
love you,
because
man.
you,
I'm sorry. Can you like go
yeah.
for a bit, like till you stop smelling? I'm sorry. And he's like, yeah,
Yeah, it's like just because you shit doesn't mean you wipe. Like get the fuck out, get the fuck away.
yeah,
Uh, yeah, I like how they have a moment like that. Like it feels genuine. Like it feels realistic
yeah.
when this keeps going. Which makes, the madness of like, when we lose someone, feel very deep. Um,
Who do you think was the first significant loss?
To me, when well, I didn't like seeing anyone die, but like when Hank, I think when they reveal, when not only when he dies, but like when they reveal his backstory, that
Oh,
he
he has
was
a wife.
married, yeah, that he was a wife, and that he probably was, pulling that big personality just to like, you know, just like hang out for a bit.
Be cool. Oh, that he also has one of the funniest parts when he's like, I'm gonna wish for 10 naked women.
Yeah.
They're like, why don't you just pay for them? He's like, no, that's disgusting paying for women. And it's like, they're probably gonna pay him anyway. Like what's
Yeah.
like why else would they get naked with you? And he's like, I didn't think that far ahead.
Yeah, but there's like that, the fact that he has like a piece of gum that he keeps like coming back to. And
Like
they're like, that's disgusting. Just get a new piece. And he's like, no, like, yeah.
me and this gum are gonna keep going to the end.
Yeah, like he's superstitious and like, but that matches with like Peter. He has a moment where like he pulls out like a carton of cigarettes and they're like, why? And he's like, I don't know. I've never smoked. I figured I would just try, for the first time. Like, you know, they
Yeah.
really make you feel like
For
you get
all
to
of them.
know them. Like
There's
even when they're
like
hiding stuff. Yeah,
what did you think of Hank's death? Because dude, homie went out like running at the damn running at the guards, and they shoot him and let him bleed out slow. They don't like put him down. They
yeah,
let him
that's
bleed.
fucking
And
gross.
what did they say? They said it's to make us now do the run of the March of the Light Brigade or something like that. A run
Yeah,
like to discourage the
yeah,
boys, which is horrifying. But also like when you find out, well, I knew going into it, but when you find out after the fact that he had a wife at home, and in the book she's pregnant.
okay.
I don't know if they mentioned that. I don't remember if they mentioned that here, but in the book she's pregnant.
No, they don't.
That
Yeah,
is just like so much worse because you know she saw him die. Like there's a
yeah,
family out there that just lost him. And
yeah,
and after guilt, all the boys kind of agree like, hey, like take care of his wife. Like give her something to make sure that she's okay.
yeah,
Which is admirable. Um,
yeah. They decide to do like something about that, and then we start to like after that we get like a smaller group.
I think
That's
we're
where we
down
only have yeah,
to Soldier Boy, Tough Boy, Douchebag, Preacher,
preacher.
Heat and Ray,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah. Yeah, the next one, I like the Collie Parker. He's 48. He was like a native
Yeah.
guy. Uh, yeah, I like that I like how he goes,
Oh, like
He pretty
fuck
much
this.
like
Ah, yeah. I think
yeah,
he
he like
takes a few
steals
of
like
them out with him actually.
yeah, he takes like a couple of with him. He steals like a gun and then, that lasts for a bit until, it doesn't. Um, it's a really powerful fucking scene where they like where they go like, "Oh, Ray, we're gonna reach your neck of the woods." He goes like, "Yeah, my mom might be there,"
Oh man,
and
that made
that
oh
was a fucking strong scene. I mean, Judy Greer. I've seen this woman in like a million movies. She's never had a good day in her life. She's always suffering in everything that she's in.
oh man, the Halloween movies. Oh God. By the way,
Over
your
a
husband's
hundred,
dead. You should mourn him at some point.
like over 150 movies of just suffering for this woman. Like it's insane.
Also, I think
Um,
I've seen her in comedies now that I think about it. I've seen her in a few comedies.
yeah, she's on comedies too, but like it's mostly just this, just
Just suffering.
fucking like just suffering. But that scene where like Ray sees her and like at first he's just gonna like
Hey mom.
just wave at her, but then like he
Hey.
runs to her and like she goes like, no, you cannot leave, like you cannot
Yeah.
leave, I
And he's
cannot go in.
I mean, I'm sorry, mom. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That got me
Yeah,
emotional. Like a little bit. That
yeah, that was so fucking hard to watch and like especially hard knowing what comes next because there's a moment like halfway through the movie where I went to this with my sister in the theater and halfway through I just turned to her and I go like it just hit me that one of the two is gonna die. Like
oh,
only one of them is gonna make it.
and Pete didn't have to pull Ray. He didn't have to. He could have let him die. All none of the other boys went to go grab him. They're like, all right, I guess he's out now. But
Yeah,
no, he goes and grabs him. He's like, not here, man, not here, not in front of your mom. And he gets mad at him. And he
yeah,
scolds him. It's like, dude, do not do that. Not in front of your mother. Don't let them kill you in front of her.
yeah,
You can't lose. She can't lose you too. And I think after that is when we get Pete's backstory, which is perfect. Um,
yeah,
when he's kind of like letting him know like his upbringing, the fact that his mom was gone, his dad was a drunk, and his uncle was a drunk who cut him. No, his uncle was a drunk, and then he just went with the wind. He stole. He ate, he slept where he could. He was a street kid, right? And that kind of explains why he's so tough. He didn't have no mama to make him soft. But he even tells him like you think finding the good in everything is easy? It's fucking hard, man. but you need to, right? It's almost like
Yeah.
that's one quote from a douchebag. Every day above ground is a good day.
Yeah.
Um, I know he tells him. He even tells him at one point, like, I think when I'm ready, I'll just sit down.
I'm just gonna sit down. Yeah.
Yeah,
That is so fucking cold. Like it's so
yeah,
like you can tell like he has nothing to lose.
yeah.
Like Peter is a man that has nothing to lose. And I like how we when we're reaching the home stretch, like there's a moment where like they even all agree, like, hey, as of now,
No
let's
helping.
not help each other.
Yeah,
Like let's not.
yeah.
And like Peter at first like is like, no, like let's keep doing, and then Ray has to be like,
You
you
can't
can't
save
keep
me.
saving. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't. So that I felt after watching the movie and rewatching it because I rewatched it a couple days ago. Um, that to me felt like the passing of the baton.
Hmm.
Like as of that moment, it's Peter's movie.
Yeah,
Um,
I would agree.
because here's when we have something very interesting. The second that he says that, like, he's just going to sit down, and then we get to the ending, which, well, actually, before getting to the ending, there's one part of the movie that I was not a big fan of,
Uh-huh.
and that is the sudden reveal that the soldier guy is like
The
the
major
son of the
son.
mayor.
So that in the book is revealed a lot earlier. A lot earlier.
So there was a part of me that kind of felt like that was obvious because even when he goes up to the major to get his number, he
Hmm.
says like "Good luck, son," and like it didn't felt like "Oh, good luck, son," like in the army. Like it felt like a paternal "Good luck, son." I don't know if that
Yeah,
makes sense. Yeah.
I would
So,
agree with
but the
you.
reveal kind of amounts to nothing. Like it doesn't add mysticism to the major. It
Yeah.
only makes me imagine that like, does this guy put up the same voice when he's fucking? Like, is that
God.
what are
Well,
we
like
doing?
on some level, so it's revealed a lot earlier on that he's the guy to beat, right?
Yeah.
If so, before I want to dive into the final three, I want to talk about the final four, and I want to talk about Art. And his death got me so emotional because he was bleeding from his nose, and he's like, growing up, my grandpa would always, wash my nose out. He would put ice on it,
Yeah.
and then he's like, I think I'm gonna go home. I think I'm gonna go home. And they're carrying him, and he's even saying like, you had a good walk. It was a good shot. You did good. And they're holding him, and they take his cross, and all he asks is, "Please don't look. Like I don't want you guys to see it. Don't look."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's emotional. I know. He's like, "Don't look. Just don't look." And man, that's the only time I got emotional in the whole film. Like legitimately myself,
Hmm.
because it's like, dude. The loss of that is just, oh man, it made me cry. It made Nikki cry. Nikki cried a few times in this
Yeah.
movie. That mother scene was oof. But yeah, Art's death I think might be the most emotional because the other deaths serve different purposes. Um
I think
and then
it also hurts in that moment because the conversation that they have afterwards, which is Ray and Peter like walking away, and Peter telling Ray like, you know what I really want right now? And he goes, what? And he goes, an orange Julius.
mm,
And that's when it hits you like these are boys. These are children.
yeah,
They're so desensitized by this moment. Like the longest running like friend that they've had in this competition just died, and the only thing they can do to like kind of relieve themselves from that pain is just talking about food that they miss.
yeah,
Like these are kids, you know. It's insane. Like it's crazy how much this goes.
yeah.
And yeah, the death of what's his face Ewing, what's that his name? Um, sorry,
I'm trying to find his name. Pete Stebbins.
or Harkness
Stebbins.
Stevens? Yeah, yeah, Bill Stevens. To me, I didn't felt a lot for him. I'm sorry, like to me, he's like the weak point of the movie. Uh,
I
he was
think
kind of like edgy at the start, and then just didn't really commit too much by the end.
I think there's a version of this movie where his part was bigger, but I think they realized the chemistry that they had between Pete and Ray, and they were like, "All right, fuck it, backseat,"
Yeah.
because you can only juggle so many plates at once.
Hmm.
So Stebbins, and this is the part where the book and the movie separate because so in the book, Pete, this is the part where Pete sits and he tells Ray like, "You're gonna win, you're gonna do this," and he
Yeah.
sits and they put him down, and then we're left with Stebbins and Ray. But instead, in this one, Steppen says it's been an honor, and he goes down, and we're left with just Pete and Ray. Because they know if it's Stebbins and Ray or Stebbins and Pete, we know who's winning. It
Yeah.
was better to make us question who so and so. Because also Stebbins again in the book is almost presented, I don't want to say as a antagonist, right? Because these are all stupid kids. But the movie is more forgiving to his character than the book was. So we're left with just Pete and Ray walking into the rain, and they're walking to a town, and there's going to be crowds because there's only the two of them left, and that's it. And we see crowds of people cheering, and these adults are cheering these kids who are marching towards their death after over 300 goddamn miles.
Mhm.
Um,
It's fucking dark, man. Because also like the whole movie was shot with this would have I believe like a $20 million budget, and the movie kind of works around it because it feels I don't want to say cheap, but it feels smaller. This is a
low
smaller
budget.
movie. Yeah, it feels lower budget, and because those scenes we don't see people's faces, it's just a crowd of people, and it feels very much like a set, but in a way of like, are we in a real place? Are we in a fake place? You know,
Yeah,
like is this just to make us feel better? Is it not? Like it kind of adds to like the whole, is the major lying? Like is everything real? Like what is happening?
yeah.
Um, that moment when we like see the two of them walking and we see Peter like get down and then Ray coming back and then we see like the little twist.
Walking me a little
Like
longer.
yeah, walk with me a little longer. Like and then we see like Ray like go down. Like yeah, it was such a heartbreaking thing to see, man. Like it was so fucking well done because like you really think like oh it's out, but then like no, they make you like see it again for like a second. And it's so good.
Yeah,
It's so good. It's just the way that the movie like made us think one thing and then another. I think it was really effective,
yeah.
and that's the moment where like when we see Ray die, like Peter's expression with like the fireworks in the background, like he's
Horrified.
yelling, crying, horrified about what he just went through, and that's when I mentioned that this is Peter's movie because by the end, uh, Peter's humanity has been so destroyed and so lost that he
Yeah,
doesn't even want his original wish. He fulfills Ray's wish, and pretty much confirming that the humanity in him is gone. Like he's not the good person that he was at the start. Hello,
yeah.
hello.
Sorry, real quick pause.
Yeah, yeah. That's pause. Yeah, no worries. Yeah,
Oh, Nikki says hello.
hello.
Almost done, my love.
Yeah.
Um,
So yeah, so destroying that humanity in him, and to the point where like after he takes the carbine, shoots the major, and like there's all this chaos going around. What does he do but walk again?
see,
Like after everything that he's walked, he could have stopped, and it's a cycle. It's a never-ending cycle, like showing us that the walk doesn't work, that this is not the solution, and that what happens then. I guess it could be interpreted as different ways. You could interpret it as like a dream or like a something scenario, but I think what it's trying to say is like the walk doesn't work, and you can come in with all the humanity you want. It's not going to prevail in the end because of how bad these things are, which is a very negative thing to go to live with this movie. But I think it's a cautionary tale, as
oh,
as it appears to. Yeah.
oh no, no, sir. No, 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 no. See, there is where I would disagree with
We're
you.
gonna disagree on this.
A
Okay.
lot of
All
you.
right.
I disagree with a lot of what you just said. So,
Okay.
okay. So me and Nikki both had two different interpretations leading up to it, right? Leading up to the end, I Nikki was very much on the side of Pete, right? Like Ray shouldn't kill the Major because like what does that do? Like what he's gonna leave his mother behind dead and the Major's killing the Major is not gonna change the world, killing one man. My retort was yes, but that can be the start, right? Every revolution starts with one bullet. If this 18-year-old no-name kid who just walked over 300 miles his wish is to get a gun to put down the major, I think that can spark something, right? I think it can spark a revolution. Maybe then people are like, he's standing up. Why don't we? On the biggest
Yeah.
possible stage with the entire country watching. If he puts the major down, for sure Ray's probably going to be killed. For
Yeah.
sure. There's not a debate. But if he does it, that might be the spark. necessary.
Yeah.
So I understood why, and I hear the tones of like, yeah, but he's like giving up his life for nothing. I get Pete, but here's the thing: it's wishful thinking to think that, oh, but you can do good by doing other things. Yes, but when the system is broken, so broken that this is what people are resorting to try and move up in the world, maybe the system is beyond repair, and you need to start from scratch. Got to break a few eggs, but you need to start somewhere. So I
Yeah.
completely agreed with Ray's thought of, no, I'm gonna put this guy down. Sucked for his mom. Not gonna lie. That's her burden to
Yeah.
bear. Unfortunately, that's the only heartbreaking part. But if it starts a revolution, hey, your kid made all this possible.
It's
Unfortunately.
yeah,
But
with Peter,
unfortunately.
but now Peter's like humanity is lost.
No, I would argue that. I think Peter grew up in that moment because the world does not always function on, but good things can happen or looking at the brighter side. We can try our best to look on the bright side of things, but at some point, action is necessary to change things for the better, hopefully, right? It would be nice to look at, oh, well, I still have my freedoms in the US right now. I can go buy whatever I want on some level, right? I can still have some free speech, unless it's about a certain podcaster. But I can travel anywhere. Hopefully they don't harass me on my way back though. Like, no. At some point, action is necessary to change things or to respond to things, right? What's the phrase? Neutrality only ever favors the aggressor. Hoping that, hey, look, there's still some good in the world. Fuck that. Force it to be better. Force it to be good. I completely am on Ray's side on this one. On a philosophical level, he's right. Pete just grew up and saw the ugliness. His friend, maybe the only friend he ever had, was just shot so he could live. So you know what? Revenge. You know what? I'm gonna fulfill his wish because the system is broken and we need to change it. And maybe this will help. Bang.
Mhm.
That I fully agree. In this universe, I agree with the ending.
Okay.
And I
Oh
think, oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I,
Finish your thought.
to,
Yeah.
to me at least, I interpret the ending of Pete walking afterwards that he was killed. He was probably shot as soon as he shot the major, and he's walking, and hopefully he's walking into something better. I think it would have been too obvious. To me, the best thing would have been if he started walking, and then from one light post to another, we see that the four musketeers are back together and talking, and like, man, we should try this, we should do this, and they're all chatting. But that would have been too obvious. No, he was killed. That's him transitioning into his afterlife. And his afterlife, his heaven, is walking with his new friends. That would have been too
Yeah.
obvious, but honestly, I think that would have been a better ending. But that's just me.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about a story like this and a movie like this, that you can interpret it in many ways, even though it's like very clearly trying to give that message, and I think it succeeds at that. I think this is one of the best films of the year. I
Mhm.
think these are some of the best performances of the year, and I went bar crawling on Halloween. I saw a couple of Rays and a couple of Peters.
Mhm.
So it was as sad as this movie was. Kind of cool that we're seeing it leave a mark, you know
Already.
already. So it's great to see. I think for one of the simplest King stories, I think it really went and delivered a gut punch of a movie. I think everyone should watch this. I think it might not end up in like awards territory, but you can tell for sure, unless better movies come out, this could end up on my top 10 of the year. I'm guessing yours too.
I
Um,
I genuinely think that Cooper Hoffman and David Johnson I could see them both being nominated, one for Best Actor, one for Best Supporting Actor. Probably David Johnson more supporting. I could definitely see this also going up for a screenplay award because the dialogue is amazing. The dialogue makes this film. If the dialogue is bad, whole movie sucks.
yeah.
Dialogue is good, it's awesome.
Yeah, I think it could go for a best adapted screenplay thing going on. But what would you score this?
Oh shit, 8 out of 10. It's very rewatchable. I do see myself watching it again at random times. I think it's also a great philosophical movie. Look at the conversation we just had. I have two very differing opinions of the ending, right? Granted, we do have very different taste in films, and I think overall outlooks in life, but I do think the fact that we can have such a passionate discussion about this film and have come to two different conclusions screams volumes about how great this film is. This is almost Inception-esque in its open to interpretation, and I love it.
Yeah, I agree. I give this a 4 stars out of 5. Just because of some minor details and tweaks. I think it's close to really being good. Next time we do a best King adaptations list, I'm so glad that now we get to include this in the list. So that's
This might be
great.
a given number one, man. Like I don't. It's so heart-wrenching, and it doesn't need the
Yeah,
bells and whistles. They're just walking. That's all it is.
yeah. And also, it's super timeless. Like about it. Also, there's something that
Yeah, that's
feels
true.
it's gonna look it's this movie's gonna look good in 20 years, 30 years, 40 years.
Mhm.
And these performances, I think, are really gonna cement these two actors into what we're gonna see them do next because these are fucking like I think between these two and oh God, what's his name? Um God, between these two, Gabriel Labelle, I think these are some of the great actors like that are up and coming and like new right now. So I'm glad that we're gonna see them like do all these stuff.
Oh, David
But
Johnson's 22. I mean 32.
yeah, these two have like 10 years of difference, and
It
it
does
really
not
doesn't
show.
seem like it. Yeah, but yeah, these two
No,
are great.
he really should. DCA sign him for something, anything, fucking anything.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, big fan of these two. Big fan of of everything regarding this movie. Can't wait to, see how it holds up, and I hope more people discover it. It's now available on VOD, so everyone go
Yes.
crazy, enjoy it. Yeah, and thank you so much for joining us this week. I know we said we're gonna do Chainsaw Man, but we ran into some difficulties, so we were able to do this one.
We'll
Next
do our
week,
best.
what are we doing next week?
I don't know. I want to try and get away for Chainsaw Man. It's just baby. So
I know.
potentially Chainsaw Man. If not, what else is out right now? Black Phone. No, we reviewed Black Phone 2 already.
No, we
Uh
didn't. Did we?
yes, we did.
Did,
Yeah. Oh yeah. It came out with my video review.
did you do it with Fernie? Because you didn't do it with me.
Didn't I do it with you?
I haven't seen it.
No. Oh, then we haven't reviewed Black Phone 2, have we? Hold
Let's
on.
try to shoot for that. Let's try. I haven't seen it, but I'll try to see it this weekend. If I get to see it, let's do that one. If not, let's you try to watch Chainsaw Man, and we'll get around to it.
Hold on. I can confirm that there was a review, a video review of the Black
Yeah,
Phone, but no po oh no, we did Sinister. I was thinking of Sinister.
yeah.
Okay. Then no. All right, Black Phone 2 maybe next week. If not, well, Chainsaw Man first is priority. If not, Black Phone 2.
All right, let's go for that. Thank you everyone for joining us this week. My name was Chema,
I've been Eddie.
and this was the rollback. Signing off with a reminder: the Los Angeles Dodgers to Pete, fucking world champions, man.
Do you think they can
Back
do
to
it again?
back years.
No, I'm
Yes,
happy
why
for them.
not?
Do you think they
Let's
can
do
do
it
it
for
again?
10. Let's do it for 10. Let's
I
do it
feel
for
like at
10.
that
Why
point
not?
it would ruin.
No, it would ruin for the people who lost.
Damn.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, everyone.